Interface Video presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, and Ohio University Lancaster.
Hi there, and welcome to Fairfield Medical Center and Fairfield Today. With us today, we have some wonderful guests. We have Dylan Sharp, who's a senior at Lancaster High School. We have his mom, Kelly Sharp, who also works with us here at Fairfield Medical Center in our wellness department. And on my right, we have Lee Spring, and she is one of the athletic trainers that works with the athletic department at Lancaster High School. But it's also through Fairfield Medical Center. We have a wonderful collaboration and partnership with the athletics departments throughout the school systems, and we're really proud of that partnership. So welcome, and thanks for coming today, guys. One of the reasons that we invited them here today is, as you can see, Dylan isn't looking so hot. This is not a new fashion statement, folks, so this is not what all the cool kids are doing. And so Dylan has a really interesting story and a tragic story, but we're hoping that it has a happy ending. Tell us, Dylan, how did you become injured?
Well, I was running a route that I ran probably 100 times before, and the turf was a little wet, so when I went to plant, I slipped on my left leg, and then I planted on my right, and when I tried to come back over to my left, it never really gained balance again, so I rolled over top of it and just snapped it.
Could you hear the snap?
I could feel it. I couldn't hear it, though.
Dylan, what kind of response did you get from your team members and your coach?
Well, you know, when anytime anybody gets down like this, everybody's obviously really supportive, and I know my teammates came in to the hospital room to kind of see me right after the scrimmage was over. But as soon as it happened, everybody came over, patted me on the back, said, "You're going to be all right." All the coaches did the best that they could in the situation I was given to help me out, and it just really meant a lot to me. Good.
Kelly, as a mom, you get that phone call that your child has been hurt. You know, I'm a mom of 4 boys, and I know what that must feel like. So walk me through your day and how that information flow occurred, and up until that point that you met him at the field and got him to the hospital.
Well, I was getting ready for a meeting for work and got the phone call. Was told they had some very bad news. Dylan had been injured. How did we want to proceed? So he was in Logan, and I could just think about I just needed to get him here to my Fairfield Medical Center family to take care of him. So I went after him and got him, and it was the longest 30 minutes of my life, and I'm sure it felt like 5 hours to Dylan. So once I got to him, figured out the best way to try and get him in the car and get him back home.
And when you arrived at FMC and they went through the different procedures and x-rayed, and you found out specifically what the injury was, first of all, can you tell me exactly what is your injury, Dylan?
I have a broken fibula, dislocated ankle, and then tore some ligaments and stretched out some tendons.
Okay. And isn't there another famous football player that had a very similar injury to that? Who's that?
JT Barrett.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's one way to be like JT Barrett, but yeah. Yeah. You both wear number 16?
Yes. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So what was done once you realized what that injury was, Kelly, and you then were able to contact the athletic department? What is it like when I know that we weren't able to immobilize that leg because the resources are so tight. So the injury and the pain was even worse because there was no air cast out on the field, not through anyone's fault. No one missed any steps, but because these resources are tight and there is only one set. Correct? Is that correctly?
Yes. I think part of it, too, is that this happened before I actually returned for the summer. I don't start work until August 1st, and this was prior to me coming back to work as well. So as far as I know, a lot of other athletic departments and athletic trainers kind of run the same way. So at the high school that he was at, there was actually not someone present there.
Okay. Okay. And at that point in time, they had one set of air casts for the kids. Is that correct?
At Lancaster High School, we did. It's not something that we usually send with the coaches because they're not trained properly on how to apply them. But currently at the school, even at this moment, we still have one set, but working on getting a couple more.
And that's exciting. We'll talk more about that later because we're really excited to partner with you guys so that we can make sure that those are available. I did want to ask you, though, so while you're in this amazing amount of pain and it's your senior year and all of these thoughts have to be running through your head, this bunch of big sweaty boys comes into the hospital. Kelly, can I ask you what happened that surprised you about the experience from that point?
Well, a few things. From the minute that we even came into the ER to getting him back was literally like moments anyway, just for his treatment of care. They tried to manage his pain quickly, get him to x-ray quickly. They got him diagnosed very quickly. And it all happened, it seemed pretty fast. And Dylan was holding it together pretty well, but when he was handed that diagnosis, he fell apart. He'd be the first to admit it. He fell apart his senior year. It's what all the boys work for. So I had gone out and asked one of the ED people. I had gotten word from a parent that players were coming and they were going to start piling into the emergency room. I just wanted to know if we could get him back one or two at a time. And they graciously said yes. And my son at that point had had one pain pill and was in so much pain and devastated. And they let these boys come back. And it was like he was on a high. He immediately was uplifted. They lifted him up. They didn't discuss the injury. And they talked about football. So he literally went from worst day of his life in that moment to he was doing really, really well. So as a parent, that was extremely encouraging. Not all the boys got to go back, so we asked them if they could come down to the surgery room. So I thought they would let him in one or two at a time. I was amazed. They let every one of those boys come back into the room with him. And they let them have hats and gloves, and they had a good time, and we took pictures, and they even let them create a tunnel and did a chant and chanted him into surgery. And so he went into surgery with a smile on his face, and that was the last thing he knew about before the repairing of his leg. So it was absolutely incredible from a parent's standpoint to be able to see worst day of your son's life not be so terrible for a short time. So I never thought they would have let something like that happen, but they really treated him as a person and not just his injury. And so that is just more than you can ask for.
I'm so glad that was your experience here. Dylan, can you tell me about what you were feeling and what you were thinking when you saw all of your teammates there to support you with their little surgical caps and whatnot?
Yeah, well, I was just laying there, and I was basically physically and emotionally drained just from what I had heard and what I've gone through that day. And then I just saw like 5 or 6 teammates walk in, and like my mood completely changed. I felt like I wasn't even injured anymore, just because I talked to all of them just like I would talk to them on a daily basis. But I was just so happy to see them there at that moment.
Well, good. I'm glad. And we were kind of teasing before we started with this session that his shirt says faster and stronger than last year. And he said, this is a little ironic. I should not be wearing this shirt. But the more we talked about it, he might not be faster than he was last year right now. But it sounds like you're certainly stronger mentally and emotionally. And we're certainly happy that you had such an amazing experience at Fairfield Medical Center, the experience that you deserve because you went through something extraordinarily painful. And to be so positive and want to tell your story, we're very, very grateful for that. We're very grateful for that. And let's hope that because we've been able to share your story, that other kids that may become injured, that we can now shine a light on the needs of those athletic departments. So often within our school systems, funding is always an issue, and we unfortunately sometimes have to have a tragedy like this occur so that we can shine that light on it and gain the funding for these necessary things like air casts and something else too, AEDs. Tell us a little bit about what an AED is, Lee.
An AED is an automated external defibrillator. So in a situation where you're experiencing somebody with maybe like a cardiac arrest or some sort of heart issue, you can attach the pads to it, and most AEDs will actually diagnose it and determine if a shock is needed. And they say that if you get an AED on somebody, usually within the first 10 minutes, their chance of survival increases significantly. So it's very important that we have those available on the field, because there are kids that, may have heart conditions that we are unaware of. And if we can't get to them fast enough and can't get an AED on them, their chances of survival could be a lot less.
Okay, and we know that the Lancaster City Schools take safety of their students very, very seriously, and Fairfield Medical Center is a proud partner as far as that is concerned. So we just recently got some exciting news that. So how many AEDs did we have before?
We had one actual portable one that I usually took everywhere with me. We did have some in the school as well, and one at the football stadium. But we needed a few more because we actually have 3 athletic trainers at the moment, and wanted to make sure that every one of us had one when we were out at a game site or a practice.
So thanks to the Fairfield Medical Center Foundation and Twig 17, we will now be purchasing 2 additional AEDs for the athletic department, as well as 2 more sets of air casts, so that we can make sure to properly immobilize these injuries if they happen again. And so we're very, very proud of that partnership with the school system, and working together to keep our kids safe within our communities. So thank you all for being here with us today. And you'll be back on the field in no time, I can tell. Good luck with your future, Dylan. You're definitely stronger this year, and we look forward to seeing you play very soon. That's all for today. And we're back at Fairfield Today, here at Fairfield Medical Center. I'm Amanda Strigel, and I'm the Annual Giving Specialist with the Fairfield Medical Center Foundation. Welcome, Keely. This to my right is Keely Pierce, and she's our newest addition to the Fairfield Medical Center Foundation. So welcome, Keely.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
I'm happy to be here too. It is a gorgeous day, and the sunlight is shining in, and we are down in the new main entrance to the Fairfield Medical Center, sort of the showcase of Project Bright. All of these windows, the lovely brickwork, and these chairs are pretty comfortable.
They're very comfortable. Oh yeah.
Aren't they comfortable? So it's so nice to know that we have this wonderful seating available for folks that are waiting for their loved ones while they're having their surgery, and so I think that that's really important and really special. But we're here to talk now about something that's coming up that helps fund things like this, which is our annual food and wine tasting. It's our signature event, and we're both really excited about it. Keely, what are you most excited about with the upcoming wine tasting?
It'll be my first wine tasting, as you know, so I'm just very excited to experience it. We have a lot of great sponsors.
Yes.
Overwhelmed by how many sponsors we have and the support that they show for the Fairfield Medical Center Foundation.
It is. It really does the heart good to look at the amount of businesses who want to partner with the Fairfield Medical Center Foundation because they believe in our mission. And the list just goes on and on. Our wine tasting this year will be on Thursday, September 24th, and once again that will be held at Fisher Catholic Alumni Hall. And it's not just a wine tasting, it's become a food and wine tasting because we have our very own Chef Jamie Brumbaugh, who is absolutely amazing. And while the wines will be fantastic to taste, the food will be just as fantastic. And so tickets are still available, and you can actually register to come to the wine and food tasting online at www.fmchealth.org, or you can give us a call at the the foundation at 740-687-8107. There's still lots of room. And we've got some wonderful auction items. It's a great night to come out and have some fun and know that you're doing good because of it. This year, all of the proceeds from this event will go to women's health initiatives. And when we look at women's health initiatives, whether or not you're a woman, these are important things. We all have mothers or sisters or daughters or friends or wives, and their health really makes a difference. And having resources available to them so that they can stay in good health, or if they have some type of an illness, that they can get appropriate treatment, and that we can navigate those health pathways, help them navigate those health pathways. It's so incredibly important. And so we already have quite a bit of money in the pot for those women's health initiatives because of our sponsors. And that's really exciting. So come on out and do some good and help us raise money for women's health initiatives right here in our own community. Tell us now, one of the ways that we can do that is by coming out and bidding on some of our silent auction items. Tell me about some of those that have piqued your interest, because you've kind of been putting those away, and logging those in, Keely.
Yes, we have several packages. There are some vacations. If you want to travel, you should come because there are some great spots.
There really are. I know there's one for Cabo, one for the Keys, one for Hilton Head, and we're really grateful to some of our docs and community members for donating their vacation homes for a period of time as one of those fun items that you can bid on.
Absolutely. There's jewelry, it is for Women's Health Initiative. So for those ladies who do show up or the gentlemen who have ladies, jewelry is always a great thing.
You can never go wrong with something shiny.
Oh, women love that. What else is there? There are some lovely packages, some spa packages. If you have an animal, Morris Vet Clinic provided a lovely gift card for services there. So an array of items, which is kind of also what's surprising.
A wide array, yes. So a lot of really interesting items. And once again, we're just so grateful to all of those sponsors that value our mission and help us put on this first-class event so that we can raise money for these important initiatives right here in our community. Some of those sponsors include the EMP, the Emergency Medical Physicians of Lancaster, Fairfield National Bank, Hospice of Central Ohio, Landfair Center for Rehabilitation and Nursing Care, MedBen, Allen and Maris Mahler, Marinette, Bob Boy Auto Family, Cherry Street Pub, Claypool Electric, Community Hospitalists, Design Group, Elford, Fair Hope Hospice, Bill Meyer Insurance Agency, Alan Bruni and his friends out at the landscaping place, and it reminds me of the Stonehaven. That was what it was. I pass by it every day on my way. They're going to also be doing some wonderful design work in the school to really transform that space into a wonderful event space for us. It's not going to look like a high school gym, that's for sure. So again, if you're thinking about coming out and tasting some food and wine and raising money for a good cause that goes into helping people right here in our own communities, which I think is ever so important, give us a call at 740-687-8107, or you can, again, register online and get your tickets online at www.fmchealth.org. It's going to be an amazing time. Now, do you know Rick Zabrak?
I do, yes.
Okay, so Rick Zabrak is our board president, and he is also going to be doing the live auction. So that should be very interesting, because anyone who knows Rick Zabrak, who works for the Lancaster Eagle Gazette, knows that he's quite a character, and he's always having a good time. So giving him a microphone might be a little bit dangerous, but we're willing to take that leap of faith because we think that he's going to be able to help us raise some money for a great cause. So again, that's coming up on Thursday, September 24th at 5:30 at the Fisher Catholic Alumni Hall. It's going to be a fantastic evening with music, wine, wonderful food, wonderful live auction items, as well as silent auction items. We can't wait. It's going to be ever so much fun. And we're also coming up on our gala. For those of you that don't know, we've got our centennial celebration that will be kicking off on October 3rd right here at Fairfield Medical Center. Talk about a birthday. We're going to be 100 years old, and so we're going to be planning a year-long celebration that's really a thank you back to the community for letting us be here for 100 years, serving them through healthcare within this community. We know that you have other choices when it comes to your healthcare needs, and we're glad and very proud to be able to serve you right here in your own backyard with high-quality services and nothing less than the very best when it comes to patient care. I truly believe, we talked to Dylan in our last segment about it was an amazing story that medical staff understood what that kid needed at that point in time, because it is different for everyone. And that's what I'm so proud about at Fairfield Medical Center, is that we look at each individual like a real person, not just your illness, not just your injury. And from the moment you walk in that door, from the person that greets you as you walk in, to that nurse, to that housekeeper that's coming in to clean your room, to that doctor that's coming in to give you that diagnosis or to work on you with that procedure, everyone in this medical center is committed to giving you the very best, which is what you deserve. So we're very proud to be able to be here going into our 100th year, and we hope to be here for another 100 years, providing you the very best in healthcare right here at Fairfield Medical Center. Now, when we talk about women's health initiatives, Keely, that's a pretty broad topic, and it covers a lot of different things. It's as diverse as all of the women that we know, but obviously one of the things that we think of is maternity. I know that I had 3 of my 4 children here at Fairfield Medical Center, and I had a wonderful experience. Now, shocker, Keely's just a little bit younger than I am. So, Keely, what was your experience in the maternity ward?
Well, I was born in the maternity ward here at Fairfield Medical Center, and I was a problem child.
Go figure, Keely, go figure.
No. My mom labored with me for 28 hours, and I was breeching, and so the care that they provided for my mother, and I was her first child. She was younger, so she was, I'm sure, scared, but what an amazing experience for her, and she had just the best experience with me here, and delivering my brother and sister who are twins. It's just really, it's an issue that hits close to home for me.
Well, and I like that you said close to home, because when you're in that vulnerable state, whether you're coming here because you're sick, whether you're coming here because you're injured, or you're having a baby, you're bringing a new life into the world, you're in a very vulnerable state. We understand that nobody just comes here because they're bored. You're in a very vulnerable state, and we understand how important it is to be able to have the confidence in your treatment close to home, because when you're trying to heal, being able to have that care close to home becomes ever so much more important. And so we want to be able to provide you with that top quality care. You don't have to travel. If you don't have to travel far to get that kind of care, why would you want to? And so we're very, very proud that you've let us be your primary health care provider for 100 years. And again, we look forward to 100 more years of that. As women, of course, again, going back to those women's health initiatives, we look forward to being able to broaden our range of services, streamline services moving forward in the future. And we want to hear about what women care about. What do you care about as women as we move forward with our strategic plan, and as we move forward with our fundraising efforts here at the Fairfield Medical Center Foundation? We want to hear from you. I always say it's my opinion that the more you find out about what it is that we do and how we do it, the more you're going to want to get involved. So if perhaps you would like to volunteer maybe at our wine tasting, or maybe you just want to come and volunteer in our gift shop. We have a wonderful gift shop that all proceeds go back to the foundation. That gift shop is called Wishes, and it's not a hospital gift shop. It's a gift shop and a hospital, and we're always looking for volunteers. So again, come on down to Fairfield Medical Center. There, we have so much to offer in the way of volunteer services, and we could really use your help. It's a great way to get involved. At the foundation, we're all about accountability and transparency, and so come and find out. Ask us what we do to make this place better. We do it all because we care about this community, and we know that you deserve the very best in healthcare. And so partner with us. Come in and enjoy our special events and find out more. We have some amazing programs that work every day right here in these beautiful walls that go back towards assisting our patients directly and indirectly. Again, that's why we're here, to make sure that you get the care that you deserve, and we believe that you deserve the very best. So we hope to see you at the wine tasting on September 24th. Remember to give us a call if you need tickets or if you would like information about sponsoring in the future. It's going to be a wonderful time, and it's going to directly affect women that we care about right here in our community, because all proceeds go back into funding women's health initiatives. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much, Keely, for joining us. Again, I'm Amanda Strigel from the Fairfield Medical Center Foundation, and we look forward to seeing you next month.
Interface Video presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, and Ohio University Lancaster.